This is a 2008 G35. It's getting a little old, obviously, and the dashboard is starting to crack everywhere. As you can see right here, right there, so it's just cracking. But my biggest problem is right here, right around these vents, and on the other side also. So I want to address this trying to use Sugru. So I'm hoping that this is going to work. I'm hoping that I can mold it into that. So let's take a look a little bit at this packaging here. So it does come with 8 uses. So I think once you cut a package open, you have to use it, the whole thing. Here's a few examples, I guess, of what you could use it for. So it seems pretty straightforward. Step by step. So I guess open it and then you can mold it. Stick it to whatever you want. Okay, here it says you got 30 minutes to finish the job. I guess you got about a 30-minute window to shape it. Wait 24 hours and it should be done. Alright guys, so I got the pack cut open. This stuff is a little bit more messier than I imagined it would be. Alright guys, so I'm just kind of working it here. I make it into a ball sort of. I think this piece is too big. Probably don't need a piece this big. Yeah, that's definitely too big. It seems to be forming pretty well though, if you guys can see or not. So the extra stuff, you can just push it right off. Anyways guys, I'm gonna mess with this and I'll be back to show you. Alright guys, sorry I couldn't film it while I was doing it. It's kind of hard to do 2 things at once, but look at that guys. It formed really nice. I mean, it's not perfect obviously, but man, does it look good compared to what it was. It was just a hole here, but it actually looks like a formed piece of the dashboard. And another thing I figured out is it fills in these cracks, because I have cracks all over the place pretty well. So what I do is I take a little piece and just rub it on there, and then I take a microfiber and I clean it off, and it turns out really good. So I got a bunch of cracks everywhere. So I might just go around the whole dashboard. I don't know if I got enough time, 30 minutes, but it's worth it, and fill in these cracks everywhere. Got a huge crack up here. Alright guys, so I'm on the passenger side, so I'm going to work on all this cracks around here. Alright guys, so I put the vent back on and I worked on this corner quite a bit. Honestly, I think the Sugru was getting harder because time was passing by, so it was a little bit harder to mold, but I was able to fill up some cracks here too. So they didn't turn out as good as I hoped, but they definitely camouflaged better. So I'm pretty happy overall, because now it's not like a huge hole here. Alright guys, so I'm all done. Actually, I played around with it for probably almost an hour, and it was still moldable, but it was getting really hard. After 30 minutes, it was starting to firm up, so it was a lot harder to spread it, but not impossible. Anyways, let me show you everything I did. So I started here, as you guys know, and there's cracks here going all the way around. Yeah, you can still see the cracks obviously, but they're camouflaged a lot better. So from farther away it looks great. And this side actually turned out really good over here where I covered this hole. So I'm happy about that. So then I had more cracks here, a long crack here, huge crack here. Didn't do that good of a job. I might go back to this eventually and finish it up, because you can see I still have a hairline right there. And there was a hole right here in the board, in the dashboard. And then did some cracks over here, you can barely tell, and then obviously that side over there. So this crack here you can really tell, but that's just, it's separating from this piece, that's why it's kind of, can't do anything about that one. So anyways, overall I'm really happy. My dashboard is looking, I would say, a lot of times better than it did. So the overall feel is very good now. So